I'm pro saxophonist Jamie Anderson and you're watching Get Your Sax Together. I sax up your Sunday every week with free online saxophone lessons bringing you great technique tips, player profiles and breakdowns of your favourite sax solos. Today we're going to learn how to play one of the most famous sax solos ever recorded, and that's King Curtis's soulful tenor solo on Respect by Aretha Franklin. I was actually going to do a video about strategies to improve your sax playing in 2021, and I might still do that, but to be honest, I've just come off my Christmas holidays and I didn't have time to prep it. So instead, I decided to cut the crap and get right down to one of the most iconic sax solos of all time. And by the way, make sure you watch right to the end because I've got a very special bonus for you today. The song Respect was first released in 1965 by Otis Redding, with Aretha Franklin's reworked version following 2 years later in 1967. Aretha's version won 2 Grammys in 1968 and was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame in 1987. Sadly, the Queen of Soul died in 2018. The legendary 8-bar tenor solo on the bridge is handled by the one and only Curtis Ousley, aka King Curtis, and it's based on the chords from Sam and Dave's 1967 hit When Something Is Wrong With My Baby. Most famous for his signature recording Memphis Soul Stew, R&B recording artist, session man and band leader King Curtis ran Aretha's band, the Kingpins, and in March 1971 he performed on our famous live album Live at Fillmore West, including a different version of his solo on a much faster version of Respect. The first set of this gig was released as a live album under his own name, but the recording remains tragically bittersweet as, only 5 months later, Curtis was stabbed to death on his own doorstep in a random scuffle with a drug dealer. We just have to be thankful for the wonderful recordings he left us with, and there's none finer than his soulful solo on Respect. If you like these Hall of Fame breakdown videos, go to the card linked above now, where you'll find a veritable cornucopia of other iconic sax solos, and hit the link in the description to get your free PDF transcription for King Curtis's Respect solo for alto and tenor sax. As you'll see later, there's another special bonus on that PDF as well. You'll also find links in the description for my free deluxe fingering chart, my free 1-hour saxophone success masterclass, and the Total Tone Mastery course. In case you haven't seen my vlog video, how to make a sax tuition video, I can tell you it takes a long time to make these breakdown videos. So I'm always looking at ways of streamlining the process while still giving you the tools you need to learn these solos. Normally I play each phrase slowly with the fingerings shown, then I play at full speed without fingerings. But I realized that you can slow the video down yourself on YouTube right down to 1/4 speed. So actually, I just need to play the solos at full speed and let you slow it down how you like. So this week we're going straight in with a full solo at normal speed with all the fingerings, and you can slow it down and pause it however you like to learn it. Let me know in the comments what you think of this new all-in-one format. In case you don't already know how to do it, here's how you slow the playback down on YouTube. If you're watching YouTube on your desktop computer, go to the settings cogwheel and then select playback speed, and then finally select the speed that you'd like to play it back. If you're on mobile, touch the screen, go to the 3 dots in the top right hand corner and then select playback speed, and again select the speed that you'd like to practice at. So now you know how to slow things down. Here's the solo at full speed. There's 4 different phrases, and although it's okay in alto, this is tough on tenor with that altissimo G sharp. The rhythms are also loose and tricky, so just try and learn it by heart rather than trying to read the rhythms exactly as they're written. After I've played it, I'll let the backing track run for you to practice with. Then I'll tell you a bit more about the harmony in the solo, and let's not forget about that special bonus. Here we go.
Just a little bit.
As I mentioned before, the bridge suddenly changes from concert C to concert F sharp minor. As a sax player, this makes it the hardest moment in soul music. If you've ever played this with a band and you're not prepared, this is one of the biggest train wrecks you'll ever face. Everyone turns and points to you for the big solo, expecting that classic King Curtis moment. But without warning, it turns out that you're in G sharp minor for tenor or E flat minor for alto. Nasty. Then, as soon as you worked out what key you're in, the band hit the last chord, which goes up a semitone, and you're screwed again. Everyone thinks, yeah, Respect by Aretha Franklin, I know that one, R-E-S-P-E-C-T and all that. But you better be prepared for that bridge if you don't want to look like a mug on stage. How do I know this? Because I've looked like a total mug myself on this tune more times than I'd care to remember. Anyway, here's my formula so that you don't mug yourself when you play this live, and it's based on what King Curtis does, which is effectively treat every chord as its own key center. Just before we start, if you don't know about pentatonics, then check out the video linked above, then come back here. There's 4 different chords in this bridge and they last for 2 bars each. So on the first chord, play the minor pentatonic from that root. That's G sharp minor for tenor or E flat minor for alto. On the next chord, play the major pentatonic from that root. That's C sharp for tenor and A flat for alto. The third chord is the same as the first chord. Then for the final chord, play the major blues scale from that root. That's A for tenor and E for alto. If you follow this formula, you can't go far wrong, but just remember, the chords come at you pretty fast, and before you know it, the solo's over. On top of that, like any solo, you'll want to play something that's melodically strong, and you have to play with great groove and sound. All of which brings us on to today's special bonus. If you want a perfect example of how to play the Respect solo, then check out what my buddy Nigel Hitchcock does on the 2017 Aretha album, A Brand New Me. For this album project, they took Aretha's original vocal takes and re-recorded the backing tracks with new arrangements performed by the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. If you want to hear a smoking solo on Respect, then check out what Nigel Hitchcock does on his alto reinterpretation of King Curtis's original solo. I've transcribed it for you in the free PDF for this lesson, and here's what it sounds like. This is killer.
Just a little bit, just a little bit.
So that's it for this week. Another Saxed Up Sunday done and dusted. What a start to the year. And talking of this year, I've got some fantastic content lined up for you on this channel. I'm deeply committed to show you guys how to become better saxophone players. But how do you become a better sax player? Well, you need to improve your technique, improve your rhythm, learn from the greats by mastering classic solos, learn how to make a great sound, work on your phrasing and articulation, and possibly even get more control of your improvising. And you can learn how to do all of this stuff right here on Get Your Sax Together. For you gearheads, I'll even throw in a few honest and untainted reviews of equipment along the way. If you're a long-time subscriber, thank you so much for your support over the past 2 years. And if you're a new subscriber, welcome to the channel, and make sure you explore my playlists as they're packed with great content. Don't forget there's links in the description to get loads of great free stuff, including your PDF for both of the Respect sax solos featured today. You can also find the link down there to get your pause on my Total Tone Mastery course, or there's a link to buy me a coffee if you want to show some love for the channel. For the start of this new year, I'm going to do some very special videos celebrating the most iconic pop sax solos from every era. But until then, practice hard, practice smart, and enjoy your music. See you later.